Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Tuesday, June 8th, 2010. Well, folks, the markets again are selling slightly to the downside across the board. Basically, every major index is lower, but they are mixed in regards to which is lower and which is basically near the flat line. The Dow is down 15 points on the day, so as you can see, 15-point drop on the Dow is almost nothing, basically a flat day. S&P 500 is down 4.5 or 0.4%, and the Nasdaq is getting roasted here, down 32 points or 1.5%. So the Nasdaq continues to be really brutalized here, seeing a majority of the losses in the market come through tech and tech land. Now we're going to go over the keys here, what is driving this market overall, and again, I'll give you guys a few little odds and ends about what I think is going on in this market technically, fundamentally, as well as based on psychology of the markets. Now, first of all, you can look here on the charts. The SPY is hovering just off a major level on the stock level on this SPY. Now, first of all, what is the level here? First of all, we had yesterday's major support. This one held up into the end of the day. We got a bounce off of it this morning initially on the open. You can see a little bit of a buy come in there, and then we came down and broke through this level. And you can see we closed below it, went up, closed below it again, went up, closed below it, and finally broke down into this major support level. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan back on this video and show you where this level comes from. This level is the 104.75 level. Now, why is the 104.75 level so big? What we're going to do is scan all the way back here, and if you scan all the way back to literally late May, right here, this is the gap down level on the 25th of May, and that is the exact level we are hammering into today at the lows of the day. And again, that level 104.75. Very, very important level here, folks. Now, a couple of the keys in this market. Number one, volume is relatively solid today. You have about 234 million traded today on the SPY. So volume is solid. We basically are on pace for about 300 plus million, which again, anytime you see 300 million on the SPY traded, that is good volume in this market. Other than that, the other levels you have to be aware of, obviously the blue line being a very, very big player here. Notice how this blue line, see this pivot low right from here and the blue line right below here? Notice how the Pierce takes you up right here, and if you connect the line right through, it takes you right through this pivot high or pivot low from yesterday, and that's the pivot high from today. In addition, you could never close above this blue line. As you can see right here, it hits the 50 moving average, reverses, and again blue line, and then reverses to the downside. So the big levels in the afternoon session, and again, I'm going to take this one off for now because it's not a big level, it's just an intraday choppy level. But as you can see, the low level here, 104.75, and then this level right up here at 106.15 turn out to be the major levels to watch both sides of this market. Now, the market, you have to continue to look for downside in a minor way. Now, again, I don't think there's maybe a ton of downside left in this market in the rest of today. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised to see a little bit of a bounce into the close up a little off these lows. But bottom line is, as long as the market's in this bearish sentiment phase, you have to be extremely aware that the lows of 104.38, which if we go to the 60-minute chart, have a good chance of getting hit. And the 104.38 levels right here. And remember, the low pivot here, and this again was somewhat of a fakish print, as you can see, going all the way back here, but nonetheless, it takes you right down into that level, 104.38. Got to be aware of that level, folks, no doubt about it. All right, so keep an eye on that low-level pivot, and again, if we go back to the intraday, this low level is just above that level, and again, scanning all the way back to that 25th day, as you can see, right here, folks. This is that opening-closing level of those first couple candles, and that just mirrors perfectly the levels on the chart right through here on this day in the markets. Now, a couple other things to go over. There are some strong stocks out there, believe it or not, and I want to go over them. ExxonMobil is having a fantastic day. Any way you cut it, this is a win for this stock. And again, notice, again, it was up much, much more. Right now, it is up $1.15 on the day, and that is approximately 50 cents off the highs of the day already. So ExxonMobil, tremendous gain today. You have to tip your cap to that. Believe it or not, Exxon being up $1 probably means it's about 10 to 15 points of the Dow right there. So if this was flat on the day or lower, you'd have to subtract about another 10 to 15 points on the Dow to the downside. Shows you how much weighting this stock has and what a key player it is. So right along there, that is a major pivot point and a major thing to watch. In addition, financials. Goldman Sachs is getting hit again. Remember, the subpoena. They got subpoenaed. That is not a good situation for Goldman. Just another kind of injury to an overall kind of bruised ego and a bruised reputation on Wall Street. And Goldman Sachs is down about 3.25. Now, if you want to look here, folks, it is into a major support level. This area is a very, very good support level on Goldman Sachs. And you can see right here, 135-ish area, double bottom, and that is getting hit today. So there is support on Goldman Sachs here for the next couple days. The question is, does it close below and confirm? If it closes below and confirms, this thing could go all the way down to 125 or so on the charts. And what we can do is we can even scan back. And you can see, look at how important this pivot line is right here. See how you came back in here, bounced and bounced again, then traded up and up and up, and now you're retracing that and bouncing. You bounced once, you bounced twice. Ultimately, this is a huge level of support. If it breaks through here, you're going to go to 129 right here, and then ultimately all the way down to about probably in the range of 123 to 125 would be your next level on Goldman Sachs. So a very, very pivotal point on Goldman Sachs in the charts right here, as you can see. And again, that's your level to watch. JP Morgan today, JP Morgan is actually up as well. And by the way, JP Morgan is another component of the Dow that is positive. So you're seeing a bunch of these Dow components positive, and that's exactly why when I flip back to the Dow, believe it or not, the Dow is now up on the day. It's up about 10 points. The market has gotten a little bit of a bid. The NASDAQ is still down about 1.25%, still down 27 points. S&P still down about 2. But you're seeing a couple of these key components of the Dow trading up on the day. All right, JP Morgan and ExxonMobil, two of those components. Chevron, on the other hand, you would think Chevron, if Exxon was up, would be up as well. That is not the case. However, look at this little support area. Pivot low going back to really about March or February, right in here. Pivot low also being hit on Chevron. There's a lot of support in this market, folks, I have to say. A lot of key stocks are hitting some major levels, and it does make me think that there may be a small-term bounce or a short-term bounce on the horizon in the not-too-distant future. We will have to watch this into the end of the day today and see where this market closes. We're very, very much so on a pivotal point in this market, and we'll have to keep a close eye on that. All right, now, a couple other stocks. Apple Computer, we talked about tech being weak. Apple is a key component of that. Apple Computer down $3.35, $3.40 here, and that is bringing this thing down as well. Intel is also under pressure today. Intel down 37 cents. Google is down another $4. Google came crashing down yesterday, down 13.5, down another $4 today. That is slightly off a beautiful double bottom. Look at that nice little double bottom here today. If you're an intraday trader, that was a beautiful buying opportunity right there in the last 30 minutes and ride it right up here to the 20 moving average and take profits. Amazon is getting hammered today, guys, down $4.45. My key level for a buy was in the 115 level. If you take a look right here, this level right here, look at this. See all these pivot lows right here, right above 115? Look at that pivot low. The low tagged that level on the daily chart. You're getting a bounce back about $2 off the lows of the day. As you can see, it rose up even more, then came back in. But Amazon definitely showing some signs of life today. And there are, again, as I said, folks, a lot of little signals of some support levels down here. I've also noticed a lot of bearish sentiment out in the market, and that does make me also feel that this market is, again, nearing, not necessarily there yet, but nearing a possibility of a short-term bounce in this market before the next leg down would come. Looking across the board, what else is moving today? Again, Exxon really having a big bounce. 3M is down 70 cents. RIM is up $1.15, bucking the trend today. And again, Dell and Intel both selling off on the day. Again, folks, join the Research Center. I'm going to be giving out new plays today in the hot charts and alerts, as well as Pro Trader watches. Stay tuned for those. They are going to be big-time plays. You want to pay attention to those. They're going to be money makers. If you want to make literally thousands of percentages on a $50 investment, that's your investment right there. Buy the Research Center. Get involved. It's a month-long subscription with everything included, except for the chat room, obviously, and there will be winning trades in the next month to show for it. Take care, folks. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Enjoy. Let's make some profits this afternoon. Take care.